A man left the city to live alone by Walden Pond, leading a self-sufficient life, observing nature, reflecting on life, and exploring the meaning of spiritual freedom.
Thoreau believed that modern society was overwhelmed by endless pursuits of money, status, and material possessions, which often trapped people in routines that left them disconnected from what truly mattered in life. He observed that many individuals spent their days chasing wealth or social recognition, rarely stopping to question whether these pursuits brought genuine happiness or fulfillment. To Thoreau, such a life was shallow and constrained, with people sacrificing their inner freedom for the sake of appearances and convenience. He saw that even seemingly successful lives were often filled with a quiet desperation, as individuals followed social conventions without reflecting on their own values, desires, or the meaning of their existence. Feeling suffocated by the demands and distractions of urban life, Thoreau longed to step away from the hurry, noise, and superficiality of the city, seeking instead a space where he could live deliberately, observe life closely, and reconnect with what was truly essential. Thoreau described in detail why he chose to live by Walden Pond. He felt that it was far from the noise of the city, with a peaceful and beautiful environment where the lake and the surrounding woods reflected one another, making it an ideal place for contemplation and close connection with nature. He personally selected the site, planned it carefully, and built his cabin using materials he gathered himself, a process that was not only physically demanding, but also a discipline for the mind and spirit. In his daily life, Thoreau recorded every detail of his routines, planting crops, maintaining the cabin, hunting and fishing, and observing the changing weather, while vividly describing the surrounding natural scenery, including the shimmering water, the seasonal changes of the forest, and the activities of birds and animals. Through these descriptions, he allowed readers to experience the rhythm of life and the beauty of nature, highlighting the peace and fulfillment that come from living in harmony with the natural world.
Thoreau meticulously recorded his observations of Walden Pond, the surrounding forest, and the plants and animals that inhabited the area. He described not only the shimmering water, the changing seasons of the woods, and the activities of birds and animals, but also the smallest details of nature, such as the behavior of insects and the rhythms of plant growth. Through these depictions, he explored profound philosophical reflections, the importance of solitude for self-understanding and spiritual growth, the harmonious relationship between humans and nature, and the role and responsibilities of the individual within society. He believed that immersing oneself in nature could reveal the truths of life, inspire inner peace, and foster a deeper understanding of the essence of existence, enabling one to transcend material and societal constraints. Thoreau used the changing seasons as a framework to record the rhythms of life and nature at Walden Pond. He described the joy of sowing and renewal in spring, the busy labor and harvesting of summer, the transformations of autumn and the ripening of fruits, and the stillness and challenges of winter. In his daily life, he not only documented the specifics of work, food gathering, fishing, and hunting, but also observed changes in the weather, the condition of the lake and the forest, thereby gaining insight into the cycles of nature and the patterns of life. Through the succession of seasons, Thoreau reflected deeply on the meaning of labor and survival, the relationship between humans and nature, and how one could find inner freedom and wisdom for personal growth within a simple, deliberate way of living. In the conclusion of the book, Thoreau reflected on his experiences and gains from living alone at Walden Pond. He looked back on more than 2 years spent in close communion with nature and deep self-reflection, recognizing the importance of independent thought and introspection. During this time, he learned to live simply, to focus on the essence of life rather than superficial appearances, and to cultivate self-sufficiency and resilience. He expressed a profound understanding of freedom, not merely the freedom of action, but the freedom of thought and spirit, and realized that personal growth is not measured by external achievements, but by the continual pursuit of self-knowledge and the meaning of life. Thoreau's Life by the Pond serves both as a reflection on the noise of modern society and an exploration of inner freedom and personal growth.
Through his solitary life at Walden Pond, Thoreau demonstrated the value of a simple, self-sufficient lifestyle and the possibility of living in harmony with nature. He not only distanced himself from the noise and distractions of the city, but also put into practice a way of life closer to the essence of living, building his own cabin, growing his own food, observing nature, and recording his daily experiences. In the process, he continuously reflected on life, reminding us that true freedom is not found in external indulgence or social status, but arises from independent thought and deep self-reflection, and that growth is not measured by external achievements, but by the ongoing pursuit of the meaning of life and self-understanding. Thoreau's experience shows that by stepping away from the noise and returning to nature and the essentials, each of us can find our own peace, wisdom, and inner freedom.